Peace. My name is G Man Law. My artist name is P Funk City G, and this is Boom Bap Funk Labs. What we're discussing today is compression. Compression is a very, very, very important part of boom bap. It gives us the bap in the boom bap, and I'm gonna show you how to do that today, and that's through the compressor. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna A and B. A and B means compare. One is A with compression. Two is B with no compression. Now I'm going to take out the compression. At this point, we can clearly see that the compressor gives more life to the mix, more clapping. Even though the original sounds are tight, what the mixing process does is make them sound the best that they can be. Each track, each sound, each section and second of the record. I'm going to use a compressor that has a release and an attack. The aim is to have a slow attack and a fast release. And I'll show you why. Alright, on your screen, you'll see 4 audio signals. The first one is a snare hit with no compression on it. Then 2, 3, and 4 has different types of attack and release times. I'm going to show you the benefit of a slow attack, fast release. So this right here is the snare. This is the actual sound, unadulterated, unprocessed. All right? Okay. So let's jump all the way over to this snare right here. This part of the snare is what stands out because I'm talking about the slow attack. This is what it looks like when you have a slow attack. Because what happens is you have a kick and then it goes boom, boom, snare, cat, cat. The attack is the or the boom. That's what we want to get through because the compression is going to start after the boom and the kick. And it's going to EQ the and the boom. And that's what we want control of. Because in music is sound and time. So we want to create space in time so that we can fill it with other things. Right? And then we have a consistent sound. And what we want to do is we want that snare, this big old signal. We want to compress it. Right? Make it smaller so that we can turn up the volume and make it loud. Right? So what happens is when we have the slow attack, we get the part of the snare, not the right? So these right here are different attack times. This is a fast attack, fast release. So the fast attack, right, is moving so fast that as soon as it gets signal, it's shutting down. So you're not getting the and you need that in hip hop. That's what we call making it clap. It's where the clapping comes from in boom bap. That's the sound that make it, that record clapping. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. So with a fast attack, we're getting rid of that initial attack of the snare, which we want. We want to get all of that. All right. Now this one is a fast attack and a slow release. So now it's like is killing. This one is the fast attack is killing the, and then it's taking a slow time to kick back in and compress the. So what we want is this fast release because as soon as the comes in, then we want that compressor to kick in and compress the back part of that sound. All right, so this is it: the slow attack, then the fast release. Slow attack, fast release. Instead of that's what we want. All right. Now for this part of the compressor is the threshold. We're going to deal with the threshold here. This is the threshold. All right. 1 second. This right here is the threshold. This is what we're dealing with. The threshold. Okay. Now the threshold in a compressor is where the compressor begins to compress. So all of this underneath here is uncompressed. This is all uncompressed, right? So with this signal, we see that all of this is pretty much uncompressed. But the thing that these two audio files have is that they're compressed. The attack is gone because there's a fast attack. When did the compressor start compressing? Once the signal reached and passed the threshold. Once it passed it, it shrinks it back down. It shrinks it. Okay? So what happens is this snare with this slow attack, it's not compressing yet. It waits milliseconds. I usually do 3 point something milliseconds, and let that first part come through, and then compress. So then, with the fast release, you're going to get all of this and this part. So that's going to be a full and complete sound. And if you see, it's even going to be more fuller than the uncompressed sound. So that's where the threshold comes in. Now, after the threshold, you have the ratio. The ratio dictates how hard the compressor works. The ratio is 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 8-to-1. So what happens is the ratio dictates how much of this signal is compressed. An 8-to-1 ratio or above is a strong compression. So it's usually used for like bass, low end to control and shrink. So sometimes with an 8-to-1 compression on the bass, it's so powerful that you want to shrink it to that one so you can turn it up. Same with the snare. You want to shrink it, compress it so that you can turn it up with everything else. Right? So there's something this high on a, let's say, a 4-to-1 ratio on a snare is going to bring this is 4 dB above the ratio. It's going to bring it back down to 1. So it's 4-to-1. If it was ratio 8-to-1 and it got to 8 decibel past the threshold, it would be brought back down to 1. Hope that makes sense. But that's where you get the clap. That's where you get your song to clap. And remember, compression helps you get the most out of your sounds. Peace. I just want to give a story. I just want to give a little backstory of this beat right here. I just want to give a backstory of this instrumental. I did this instrumental around 2019. I released it I did this instrumental. I instrumental in 2019. I did the original beat in 2019. I had the idea to get Damian Rich and Christina, the lovely Christina, on the record, and we came up with something amazing. The song was called "Do Today." I'm gonna share a link in the description. We all know this has always been an amazing beat song. Made famous in the hip hop community through Biggie, Smalls, Juicy, crazy, amazing beat that was originally done. He sampled from M2Me, Juicy. I think it was called Juicy or Juicy, and it was great production. I don't even think Biggie wanted to do the song, but he got into it because he wanted to do more boom bap. Biggie wanted to do more boom bap. Puff had a vision for him, and I think, I don't think we're all grateful for that vision of that song. It was an amazing song. And so I redid the song, I replayed everything, did the drums and everything, and this is